Today's show is sponsored by the Pittsburgh Opera, presenting the world premiere of Woman with Eyes Closed. Here's what you need to know. There's this gal named Mona. She realizes her son is an art thief who has stashed stolen paintings in her house. So she's got a decision to make. Does she give them back to the museum? Does she keep them? Does she turn her son in? Or does she destroy the evidence? This is all based on a real-life art heist, and Woman with Eyes Closed will keep you guessing until the very end. There are 5 performances, April 26th through May 4th. Learn more at pittsburghopera.org/woman. Today on CityCast Pittsburgh, the leaves are getting greener. When it's not raining, it's actually pretty nice outside. And it is finally spring market and festival season. Today we're talking about vintage clothing, crop swaps, chances to take in art, or eat tacos at a wrestling match. Plus an exciting new market where everything, and I mean everything, is free. I'm here with Hey Pittsburgh newsletter editor Francesca Dabecco to tell you our favorites for the spring. It's Tuesday, April 22nd. I'm Megan Harris, and here's what Pittsburgh's talking about. Before we get into the show today, I want to remind you that now is the time to become a member of CityCast Pittsburgh. You can get all the details at membership.citycast.fm. And if you join this week, you're going to get a free CityCast Pittsburgh coffee mug. Again, everything is at membership.citycast.fm. So, Francesca, I know we're going to talk all about a bunch of things today, markets and food festivals and book fairs and art shows. I'm so excited when you put together lists like this.
Yes, all of the fun stuff. It is festival and market season. I'm so excited to get out in the Burgh, get some sunshine and some cool local goodies.
Yeah, so let's pick a lane to start. What are some of the Pittsburgh markets that we are most excited to try this spring?
Yeah, so we're going to talk about these in calendar order by section. So stick with
organized.
us.
Yes.
Yeah, try to follow along. And we will be shouting out dates and times as we go on. And as always, you can find these on our events calendar on the website. So let's kick it off with one I'm really excited about. This is new this year. It's called the Millville Market Days. Of course, we love this little town, this borough outside the city of Pittsburgh. It's packed with great businesses. And so they're doing this day to sort of show off all of these cool spots in town. And so vendors are going to be set up all over the borough's like half-mile shopping district. Think farmers, bakers, artists, crafters, and so much more. I love skipping around Millville. It's generally pretty flat on their business district. Just a really fun place to explore. So they're doing that on April 26th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., but they'll have a summer one too. So check it out. And if you like it, go back on July 26th.
And I've got one more for that same day. It's called the Really, Really Free Market. Love the title. But they mean it. So you can't bring money, no tradesies. Everything that is brought is like actually free. It's going to be in Liberty Green Market in East Liberty. So bring your tote bag, make room in your car if you have one, but take home a treasure. You can bring items yourself too, or offer skills or services to your neighbors. It seems like this one's like really quirky and fun. I'm really into it. That's going to be from 11 to 3 p.m.
Yeah, and we love anything that is just sort of like a service to our community. Think about like those Facebook like free pages, but like in person.
Yeah, even better. So the next day, April 27th, there's one. Francesca, I'm going to let you take this one.
If I can swear on mic, it's called the Bad Bitch Bazaar. This is at Vellum Fermentation in the South Side. And I love this because it's really supporting women, non-binary, and queer-owned businesses. It's actually ongoing, so it's the last Sunday of every month. So look for that again in May and all throughout the summer. So that's on April 27th, 2 to 7 p.m.
So moving on to the month of May, we've got a plant sale. So Botanical
Ooh.
Boutique and Native plant sale over at Phipps Conservatory in Oakland. This one's going to be May 3rd from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. But a couple days later, they have a whole other thing.
Oh, yeah. They have the May market too. So at these, you can find houseplants, herbs, native plants, other sort of like botanical treasures.
Gardening accessories and jewelry, lawn decor. That one cracks me up.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, they'll have like food vendors. I think they're going to have some vegan food and some locally brewed ginger beer. We know that's from our friends over at Jackworth Ginger Beer in Larimer. So I think this one's really cool. It's perfect for Mother's Day. Oh, sorry, I should say both of these are kind of perfect for Mother's Day. If you want to take your mama out to buy a nice plant or go and get one and gift it or for yourself too.
Mother's Day, of course, this year, May 11th, and a couple of events coming up for that weekend we wanted to spotlight. First up, Neighborhood Flea.
Yeah, I love this one. I went to it back when it was in the Strip District, but now it's in the Southside Works. It's on the second Sundays all through the summer until October. It's just packed with so many cool vendors. There's vintage clothing. Actually, I got the T-shirt I'm wearing there
I wondered where you got that. It's like this very old school Pittsburgh Penguins shirt.
Yes, it's like the Robo Penguin. This one's definitely like the 90s Penguins that like I remember.
It looks cozy. I'm happy for you.
Yes. So think that. So very like Pittsburgh vendors, but other like cool vintage things, repurposed furniture, handmade jewelry, all sorts of art. They also typically have some like hands-on workshop. So it's a full event and always a ton of fun. So that's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on May 11th.
Again, Mother's Day. That same day, there's going to be another event in the South Side. So over at Vellum Fermentation, they're doing their All About Plants crop swap from 1 to 4 p.m. So if you time your day right, you could like spend the morning at Neighborhood Flea and then maybe get some lunch, walk over to the plant crop swap afterwards. They partner with the Greenhouse Co-op in Greenfield. It's all focused on sustainability and community and, of course, plants. But attendees are encouraged to bring their own seeds or bulbs or whatever and share with other community members. So that's great. I actually have a bunch of bulbs from my garden. I had too many. So I am very excited to find something like this to go to. But yeah, you can like barter your plants away. I love it.
Yeah. And it's also no problem if you don't have any to bring. You can still come and participate. I love this like sort of theme of like community sharing we're having with these events.
I mean, honestly, now is the time.
Yeah, truly. So a little bit later in May, moving on to May 17th, there is the garage sale and flea at Workshop Pittsburgh in Wilkinsburg. If you've ever been to their workshop, it's huge. And they just pack it with local vendors and there's going to be all sorts of cool discounted goods. They also have a flea market in the parking lot. Food and drink vendors. And this is actually part of the same day as Regent Square's neighborhood garage sale. So like if you are, if you're looking for some treasures, I think this is your day to go on a hunt.
Yeah. Okay. So Southside on Mother's Day and Wilkinsburg and Regent Square on May 17th. We're learning here.
Yeah.
Elsewhere in the city that same day, May 17th, they're going to have a size-inclusive spring market at Spirit in Lawrenceville. So 12 to 6 p.m. And again, that focus on inclusivity. So think designers, makers. They're going to have vintage curators. There's a job I didn't know existed. I love it. We should be that when we grow up, Francesca.
Yeah, I know. Really.
Flash tattoos, a photo booth. They'll have records and raffles. Plus, our friends at the Autonomous Body Shop are going to be there. It's always great to see them out in the wild.
Yes. And if you don't know them, they're awesome. They operate a van that provides resources and information for reproductive health care and harm reduction. So go check them out at Spirit.
Today's show is brought to you by Aura Home. This Mother's Day, don't just tell the moms in your life how much you love them. Share what's going on in your world in a way that can stick with them for years to come. I've got a cousin. She is older than me, kind of an aunt, really, and we haven't lived in the same city in almost 20 years, but I want her to know me and the family that I have found here in Pittsburgh. So she got an Aura frame a while back, and it has fully changed how we talk to each other. So I send her frame pictures of my kid, who she's only met in person like 2 or 3 times, but she knows exactly when he took his first step, what color his favorite cars are, and that when he is up to something, he looks exactly like our grandfather. It keeps us connected in this really special way, and I'm so grateful for it because it has nothing to do with social media. Aura's Carver frame was Wirecutter's #1 pick for a digital photo frame, and you've probably seen it in a bunch of other gift guides. So if you have not gotten one yet, now is the time because Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, listeners to this show can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver matte frame. That's Aura, A-U-R-A, frames.com, promo code CityCast. Please support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Today's show is sponsored by the Allegheny County Elections Division and their call out for a very important duty. They want you to be a poll worker in our upcoming primary election. If you are a patriotic sort, maybe someone who gently pressures your friends and family to please go vote, if you're naturally cheery or helpful, if you don't mind a touch of very light paperwork, if you love stickers as a reward for being a good citizen, you can do all this and more, plus your civic duty, by being a paid poll worker. Election Day is May 20th, and poll workers earn between $150 and $175 for the day. And if you're brand new to the gig, you will be trained, plus you get paid for that too. One note, to participate, you must be registered to vote here in Allegheny County. I know we don't have to tell our regular listeners just how important these primaries are. This will very likely be when Pittsburghers, for example, elect the next mayor. So if your time is flexible and you think this might be right for you, learn more and apply at AlleghenyVotes.com.
What sort of promises have you made to yourself this year? Getting in better shape, eating healthier, saving more money, traveling somewhere new? What about discovering a new culture by learning a new language? With Babbel, you can do that in just a few weeks. I'm David Plotz, the CEO of CityCast, and I've been learning Spanish with Babbel. Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons, handcrafted by over 200 language experts, get you to begin speaking your new language in 3 weeks or whatever pace you choose. And because conversing is the key to really understanding each other in new languages, Babbel is designed using practical, real-world conversations. The Spanish I learned on Babbel really helped me on a recent trip to Mexico City. Ordering in restaurants, shopping at the textile market, cheering on at the Lucha Libre. And I've been keeping it up since I got home. You're a podcast listener. I know that because you're listening here. I bet you'll love Babbel's new podcasts. On Eavesdrop in Espanol, which I listen to, you get to listen to a real conversation, then have the teacher host explain back to you. Then you listen again and catch everything. And you can even read along in the transcript. It's a really fun and effective way to learn. Let's get more of you talking in a new language. Babbel is gifting CityCast listeners 60% off subscriptions at babbel.com/CityCast. Get up to 60% off at babbel.com/CityCast. Spelled BABBEL.com/CityCast. Babbel.com/CityCast. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Before we get back into the episode, I want to talk more about our membership program and this new name, CityCast Pittsburgh Neighbors. Of course, we're all already neighbors, but this is a way to connect with our community even more. So what does it mean to be a CityCast Pittsburgh neighbor? Well, every Monday, I personally send you a special sneak peek of events for the whole week ahead, so you can plan how you want to get out and about in the burg. You'll also get invites to exclusive members-only meetups with the CityCast Pittsburgh team, like happy hours and neighborhood walking tours. Plus, if you sign up now, we'll give you a custom CityCast Pittsburgh mug, so we can help fuel your day. And you know, we're all about local here. News, stories, events. We love helping you stay in the know with all things Pittsburgh. So help us stick around. Become a CityCast Pittsburgh member today at membership.citycast.fm.
All right, let's jump back into this huge list of markets and festivals we've put together. This time we're going to focus on food.
Yes, my favorite. So I want to talk about what's coming up here soon on April 26th. It's the Veg Fair. Megan, you know about Veg Fest. This
I
is
sure
the
do.
sister to Veg Fest. It's a spring celebration, and it's happening in a converted warehouse in Rockwell Park that's out in Point Breeze. It's from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's totally free. I mean, of course, you have to,
You gotta
buy
pay
your
for the food.
goodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, buy your goodies, right? But there's going to be more than 70 vendors. There's going to be vegan treats, food trucks, all different organizations. Some of my favorites are going to be there, like Shadow Benny, that's Trinidadian cuisine. Mandu Handu, they make the most awesome vegan Korean like bibimbap bowls. I love them so much.
Mhm.
And one I always look out for is Shariah's plant-based Pop-Tarts. They are so nostalgic and just a fun, sweet treat.
I've never managed to get one of those. She's been sold out every time I've gone.
I know. So here's your warning. If you want that, you better go early. And then Onion Maiden's Chick Habit is making a rare appearance. You've probably noticed if you are a fan of these vegan fake chicken sandwiches that they've been on a little hiatus. So this is a fun time for vegans in Pittsburgh. And one of my favorite dairy-free ice creams are going to be there. Megan, I know you've been getting more into dairy-free ice cream lately, but Brewster's has awesome like soft serve, and I really want to try their coffee chocolate chip. That's on the menu this year.
Yeah, I had my eye on the black raspberry. So we're on two different journeys there. But yeah, I'm excited about it.
Honestly, I'd get both. Why not two? Why not two?
While we're on the sweet treat train, the same day there's an event over in Lawrenceville with Pogo. So that's the bike rentals that you see around town. They're doing Le Tour de Donut from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
I love this.
You can ride your bike and stop for donuts at least 4 different stops. So there's one in the Strip District, one on the north side, one downtown, and one south side. So you really will be getting like quite a few miles in if you do this whole tour.
Oh, yeah, totally working off that sugar energy. I admire you if you can down a donut and keep yourself physically active on a bike.
I mean, actually, it's just like carbo loading, right? Like, I think this is actually a very reasonable amount of food for a decent bike ride.
You're not wrong, Megan. And there's some really tasty options. So there's Bake True North. That's a gluten-free spot. And Patty Cake Bakery, Pigeon Bagel. So a lot of good, tasty treats out on the bike ride.
For sure. So again, one more for April 26th. It's a big weekend.
Oh, yeah. Big weekend for food.
This one is Taco Mania, aka Brawl at the Brew House. And the reason they call it this and like the whole like Taco Mania thing, you'll even see it if you see their logo anywhere. It's because they, in addition to having lots and lots of tacos, like nearly a dozen vendors and live music, they also have live wrestling. So Pittsburgh Professional Wrestling is involved. It's $15 to enter this one, but there's more if you want to watch the wrestling like really close up. They have a ringside ticket, for example. So if you're a fan of wrestling and the tacos, this one could be for you.
I love Pittsburgh, like niche Pittsburgh food events.
1,000%.
They're so much fun. Yeah. Well, moving along to kind of niche events, one of the favorites around town every year is the Greek Food Festival. That is happening May 4th to May 10th at the St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox Cathedral in Oakland. They've been doing this for 62 years, and they have all the good stuff, like think gyros, spanakopita, baklava, all of the tasty things. So get over there that week from Sunday to Saturday if you want to just take part in this Pittsburgh tradition.
And then that Saturday, our friends Yajagoff of the popular podcast, and they do events all over town. They're doing a strawberry pretzel salad face-off.
Talk about niche.
I know. This is from noon to 2 p.m. over at the Block Northway on McKnight Road. So it's kind of that indoor-outdoor mall space up there in the North Hills. It's $5, and then you get to taste a bunch of samples and vote for your favorites.
Yeah, and what's fun about this is that they ask people to create like spins on the strawberry pretzel salad. So it could be like, I don't know, a cookie or a dip or a cake. I don't know, something
ice
just
cream,
inventive.
a smoothie.
Yeah.
They can be as inventive as they want to be. And
Yeah.
a portion of it also goes to charity.
Yeah, so we love that. And also on May 10th, you can swing over to Squirrel Hill for the Spring Wine Walk. That's from 4 to 7 p.m. Megan, I'm going to let you share about this because you actually went to the winter one.
I sure did. Yeah, it's self-paced over there, like Forbes and Murray, $25 or $30 if you want to start early and skip the lines. For what it's worth, last time I signed up for one of the earlier slots, like you sign up for a time, and there was a line, but it wasn't anything too nuts. For this one, there are 15 different wine tastings. Now, that said, if you're on a later slot, it is possible that they could run out. So just know that as you're buying your tickets. But they have discounts and stuff at the participating stores. The winter one was really fun. Like it was a little cold, but it was really fun to like just walk around the neighborhood and do a little shopping. And the wines themselves were actually really nice.
That's so cool. I love this. It's a great way to just get out in the community and,
go into stores you wouldn't otherwise need to go into.
Yeah. And have some sips. That's really cool. And on May 11th, there is a fun AAPI month event. It's Taste of Asia at the Heinz History Center. That is 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is free for members or just included with your admission that day. But you can go and try a bunch of samples from Pittsburgh restaurants, some of our favorite like Asian restaurants here in town, amazing dumplings, Bombay and Berg, Chengdu Gourmet, all sorts of tasty stuff. So I think that this is a really good excuse to go and learn some history, but get some good food too.
And then move into May 12th through 18th. There is a Pittsburgh Veg Week. So this is going to be in
so exciting.
A whole bunch of locations. It's similar to Veg Fest and Veg Fair. Now we're going to have Veg Week.
Yes. And this is actually created by the folks at Humane Action Pittsburgh. That's a local animal advocacy organization. So some of the restaurants highlighted so far are Mi Empanada, EYV, Giovanni's Pizza. There is a lot more of information to come. But think about like Pittsburgh Restaurant Week, but veg style. I love this. It's just a fun, we're really living in the plant world this spring.
And then May 17th, just one more for the month, the Pittsburgh Pierogi Festival, which could also be vegetable forward, but also might not be. There's a lot of variation in the pierogi world.
Yeah, this is from noon to 5 p.m. in the Southside Works. This is actually the 10th birthday for the Pierogi Festival, so a whole decade of pierogi. There's going to be food trucks, chefs, all sorts of pierogi purveyors. And of course, there's going to be like a pierogi marketplace too, because Pittsburgh loves their pierogi swag. Like
Don't just eat them, wear them on your t-shirt.
Yes. So like jewelry, pottery, all sorts of festival keepsakes. So that, again, that's in the Southside Works on May 17th.
And the thing I'm excited about with that one is that it's not just the dumplings, which are always great, but it's also pierogi inspired dishes. So I'm curious to see what local chefs come up with there.
Ooh, that sounds so interesting. And a reminder, we are also coming up on farmers market season. So keep an eye out on the Hey Pittsburgh newsletter for updates and for more food fun around the Burgh.
Hey CityCast. According to me and my calculator, you will spend more time this week between the sheets than you will at work. So upgrade your sheets to Cozy Earth. Luxury starts where you rest. I start my evening in buttery soft Cozy Earth bamboo pajamas. Then I dip into a Cozy Earth bamboo sheet set. They are silky and temperature regulating. Forget the 9 to 5. Prioritize your 5 to 9. Cozy Earth products will transform those hours into a sanctuary. And they take comfort seriously with a 100-night sleep trial and a 10-year warranty. Luxury should not be out of reach, so Cozy Earth is giving CityCast listeners 40% off their best-selling sheets, towels, pajamas, and more. Visit CozyEarth.com and use the code CozyPittsburgh for 40% off, because you deserve a great night's sleep, and sanctuary awaits at Cozy Earth.
Hey y'all, it's Megan Harris, and I want to invite you to become a CityCast Pittsburgh neighbor. You may have heard us talk about our membership program before. We've given it a new name. Neighbors, because being a good neighbor is at the heart of what Pittsburgh is all about and what CityCast is all about. Neighbors drop by for a barbecue. Neighbors remind you that tomorrow is recycling day, get your can out. Neighbors lean over the fence and catch you up on the hot goss from the mayor's office. And by the way, have you tried the new fancy ramen spot or got the breakfast sandwich or maybe the seasonal latte at the spot down the way? Better neighbors help make better cities. And that's what CityCast Pittsburgh is here to do. When you support CityCast Pittsburgh, you let us bring you this podcast every day. And you help make this amazing, complex city a better place to live. For just $10 a month, you'll get the satisfaction of supporting our work and benefits that will help the city come alive for you. As a CityCast Pittsburgh neighbor, you'll get insider access to member-only events and volunteer meetups, ad-free podcast listening, and a weekly emailed roundup of the best things to do here in Pittsburgh. Plus the chance to shout out your favorite local nonprofit or business here on the show. And when you become a neighbor this week, we'll send you an exclusive CityCast Pittsburgh neighbor welcome mug as a thank you gift. So let's redefine what it means to be a good neighbor here in Pittsburgh, and let's do it together. Head to membership.citycast to become a CityCast Pittsburgh neighbor today. That's membership.citycast.fm. All right, Francesca, last up, we've got book fairs and art shows and a whole bunch of things. What is up first on your calendar this spring?
Yeah, so April 26th, there is the August Wilson Birthday Block Party. That is the famous Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright from the Hill District. And they celebrate his birthday every year at his old house in Crawford Roberts. And there's going to be like nearly 200 vendors, all kinds of cool activities for kids and the whole family, food trucks, and I hear there's going to be music performances, even like a lip sync battle. So sounds interesting. I just think that this is a really cool opportunity to see the renovations at his house. They put a lot of work into it to make it sort of like a museum and event space. So if you want to check it out, it's from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on April 26th.
And a classic art show is coming up around this time too. So April 26th, we're going to have Art All Night. It's coming back, but in a new location over in Chateau. I don't remember Art All Night ever happening on the north side. I'm kind of excited.
I'm excited too because I've never been, and I think this is my year. Yeah, I know. It's shocking. I know. But remember, this happens, it's late hours, so actually not that shocking.
It is. It's 4 p.m. On April 26th and goes all night, literally, as the name suggests, until 2 p.m. the next day.
Yes. And so it being on the north side is really exciting. It's free. It's a festival. It features art and performances from like hundreds of new artists, but also like established artists around town. And there's going to be just around the clock performances. I don't think there's anything quite like this. So I'm really excited.
No, every time I've been to one of these, like it's always a little bit dirty in like the best way. Like you literally can get your hands dirty with the art. And they have all kinds of stuff to do and to look at. And I never go to an Art All Night that I don't see like 15 people I know. It's also just like a fun way to say hello to the city.
Yeah, scenes there.
On May 1st through 22nd, there's an entire month of programming coming up from City of Asylum. They're doing their Jazz Poetry Month.
Yes, they do this every year. And this year they're featuring over 50 artists. So they come and they perform on stage. They do readings, improv, poetry slams, of course, local jazz. And it's just a real tradition. They really focus on celebrating like experimentation in the arts. And what's really cool is if you can't make it, all of their performances can be viewed online on their like streaming platform. So, you can even enjoy from home.
Yeah, and almost everything that they do through the course of this month is free. If there's like a cart or something, you can get like a glass of wine or something at a charge. But by and large, you can just kind of like pop in and out for things that look interesting to you. We've got a bunch of book events to mark your calendar for. We'll start with one for National Black Authors Day. It's the We Have Adult Money Now book fair.
I love this name. So this is May 3rd from 12 to 5 p.m. At Emerald City in downtown. This is on Smith Smithfield Street. It's for all ages. I love this. It's dedicated to honoring Black literature and making like community connections. So there's going to be local authors there and vendors and even a book publishing workshop. So if you're looking to publish something yourself, this is a cool opportunity to make some new friends.
And that one's free. The next one is too. So there's a book fair over at Lolov Beer that's in Lawrenceville. It's from 2 to 3 p.m. Tight window there. But they say they're going to feature a lot of local authors too, and bookstores and creatives, all genres and backgrounds and stories. They're also going to put a little bit of a spotlight on some banned books. So something to look forward to there. That one's going to be on May 10th.
And if you want even more good reads, you can shop till you drop at the Greater Pittsburgh Book Crawl.
Mm-hmm.
A ton of indie bookstores are participating. This is May 10th through the 18th at multiple locations. They actually have a map on their website, so you can, go and find the one near you, or it's a good excuse to travel to a new indie bookstore. So they're going to have over 20 local bookstores involved. This is 9 straight days of just fun book shopping.
Yep, you can really get your money's worth, literally. They've even got a passport I saw, which is kind of cute.
Yeah, if you get a passport at any of the locations, you can get a stamp showing that you visited. And then if you get enough stamps, you can be entered to win a raffle for a prize put together by all of the stores.
And then to finish out the month on May 31st, the Greater Festival of Books is going to take over the Carnegie Library, the main branch over in Oakland. It's going to be most of the day, so from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And there's just all sorts of stuff on the agenda. Poets, authors, they're going to be talking to new readers and older readers. They've got a lot of nationally recognized folks and then, some local folks too. So it is free, but you can buy tickets if you want to a 3-course dinner. I really hope this is like book focused, that sounds like a fun thing to do to get excited about that. And then they've got a mix and mingle too. So like kind of like a book salon if you want.
Yes, super exciting. I think May is the month for readers in the Burgh. I think we all need a little escape. Be sure to keep an eye on the Hey Pittsburgh newsletter and our events calendar on our website. We're going to have all of this and more to keep you busy during the spring.
That's all for today here on CityCast Pittsburgh. We will be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. See you then.
Wait, guys, I forgot one. The Pittsburgh Center for Arts and Media is hosting their Spring Artist Market on Saturday, May 3rd. From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's right there on Shady Avenue in Point Breeze. And there's going to be a ton of really cool local artists selling their goods. Think pottery, blown glass, stationery and cards, reimagined like recycling items into art, handmade soap, all sorts of neat stuff. And you can get food from El Sabor, who's going to be popping up. And then Two Phrase Brewery is going to be there with drinks. And I also hear that their nonprofit who is tabling is the Rescue and Relax Pittsburgh Cat Lounge. So maybe there will be kitties there.